Okay. I think I am live. Just gonna wait a second to make sure. Yeah, I am. Okay, so hello anyone that's like tuning in for this. If you are, I might be a bit soft just because I'm wearing a mask, but these streams are meant to be open to anyone. I don't know who's viewing. You can like comment and it'll appear somewhere on this screen. My name is Jazz Brooks, and I will be doing kind of like a weekly stream on Saturdays around this time to kind of show progress with conserving and documenting the smell brain, as well as just exploring it with people in general. So if you have questions about the history or about how it works or things like that, this is a great time and place to try and talk about those things. Before I continue, I do want to say that this work would not be possible without the support of Carmen Laube, who kindly allowed Tammy Burnstock and I to bring the device to the Human Computer Integration Lab for study and documentation. So we are currently at the University of Chicago's Human Computer Integration Lab. An additional thank you to Tammy for continued collaboration, and to my advisor Pedro Lopes, Professor Pedro Lopes at the University of Chicago, for letting us use space in the lab to do this kind of work. This is super exciting. This is also in addition to my usual doctorate research. So if you have any interest in general in getting involved with the device, whether that's collaborations, new work, or have leads for funding/help, or want to share your thoughts/stories around smell-o-vision, feel free to contact me at jazzbrooks@uchicago.edu. All help and stories are greatly appreciated. So I'll just get started. This will probably be a pretty relaxed and short one this time. I am currently sitting to the left of the device. This was originally in Carmen's building's basement, I believe is what she was telling me. And it left for the first time ever Manhattan in November and arrived 2 weeks or 1 week later here at the University of Chicago. This is the first time that we're opening it up, essentially. So far, let me switch scenes to like a handheld version, so you guys kind of you can see me kind of, and then I'll be grabbing this camera and moving it around randomly. So, to the right here, I think you should be able to now see it. Yeah. Trying to set this up for the first time. It's always kind of awkward. We have the smell-o-vision device. So it's got two compartments. Top one and the bottom one. I've already removed the quite like wonderfully thick acrylic covers/glasses that were blocking the compartments. I had fun lock-picking them. They're very simple with some lab mates. And you can actually see them right over here. They need some cleaning. And yeah, and I actually set some things back in position just so that people kind of experience that as well again. So here you can actually see the odors, which seem to be grouped in fours, and some like pieces that are left hanging around. Each of these are labeled with a clear plastic, and I believe a newspaper cutting. That seems to be what's going on. If you actually like look at this. And I have a box just for these kinds of like stray parts, so I'm just going to quickly drop that in there. Now a lot of this stuff I don't actually know, or I'm not super familiar yet with how it's functioning. The basic way this device works is essentially you have all of the odors. The original like theatrical one had tubes with a solid material slathered around the inside, but in this case it's also documented in the patent, but wasn't used in the final ones. It has these glass bottles that you can see right here, with either the perfuming liquid or a solid put inside of it. And then if you look over here, I'm going to move this part, this is like a ring for blocking things. If you look over here, Each of these bottles have an opening on them, and I'm pretty sure they had membranes in the past or something of the sort. And the device would essentially actuate this. I think this is magnetic. You can actually see it. So you can see when I press this up, there's like a needle that goes in. I'm gonna try and zoom in. Follow focus. Sorry. And it goes inside. You can actually see it. And this essentially samples the air that's inside the bottle and injects it. You can see kind of like a tube going over. Injects it into this area, which is where the compressed air would pass and be brought to the theater. Already the mechanisms are still in great quality. So here you can see, I'm pretty sure this was meant to like detect whether this is back down or not. This is a voltmeter for the alternating current. And then I'm not entirely sure what some of these parts are. So here you have what seems to be different types of signal detections. So it says cycle flex. You can see my reflection, sorry about that. And it says, this one says magnetol, meg air, mag pump, delay gruen, transport. And so Hans Laube, Carmen's dad, who was the inventor, spoke Swiss German. So likely that this is in Swiss German that I have to eventually translate. So that's the more you know, basically. And so far the things that I haven't accessed or looked at particularly is this lock. So I was able to pick it to some extent and rotate it fairly far, but currently it's not able to go all the way. So that's one thing to look at. And I'll be also removing this top part which holds the bottles in place usually. I'm pretty sure these are supposed to slot into the different holes. So let's just go ahead and do that. This was held into place by these parts, it seems. Over here. I'm sorry about how I look. This is kind of a wild time right now, so I do not look like the best host for such a stream. And the last piece, so what I'm going to do for that one is leave the camera inside here. Just that's a bit easier for me. And cool. So I've moved those parts. And now you can see kind of like the turntable. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Probably spam. It's interesting that like with streams you can actually see the number of people that are watching on YouTube. How bizarre. I'm used to like Twitch structure. Anyways, with this you can actually see the turntable. Each of the bottles that are got here. So some of them have a different color, of which this one is kind of interesting. This one has a large S on it. probably for like start. And for sake of documentation, let's just hide this YouTube chat. I have it spammed. Mostly right now. Yeah. So the log that's on top, I'm having issues with. I was thinking about looking at. I can also show people whatever they want if they have requests. But I don't think there's anyone that's actually human currently looking at this, unless Sticky Jumper is also interacting. I can see the chat still for people that are interested. Let's go ahead and find out more about the lock. So the lock is like directly above. Just gonna move this a bit. Good. And then I'm gonna grab. Oh, hey, Alan. Welcome. So this is the back over here. Not the easiest thing to capture, so let me try and readjust the camera. Especially when I have like no eyes on this. Okay, we can see the lock over here. Seems like I could potentially unscrew the entire lock if necessary. The mechanism doesn't seem like it's moved despite it having moved at the top. Yeah, no worries, Alan. You can just have us in the background. I'm kind of just doing whatever at this point. I'm trying to figure out random stuff about this right now. So right now I'm having issues rotating it any further. And I don't want to force this much because it's not, I'm probably going to break the wrench for it. The lock is more secure than the wrench itself. So this is going to be an open-ended issue right now. So one possibility is that we try and get out most of these sensors at the front so we can then be able to access in the future the top. So if we remove these and then remove each of these, then we might be able to do something there. I don't have the specific tools for that, so let's go ahead and keep exploring through the device in the meantime. Oh. Another one, this one says I. Let's put that away. I'm actually going to go ahead and put a couple of these things away. You can see them in the back. These are very, very brittle. Kind of worried about the condition of these things. The labels. For those looking in the corner, I have a box going with all the different labels right now. I just don't want to lose them. Are there any more over there? I don't see any. Okay. Okay, let's look around. Grabbing my phone. So this seems to be where the stream is of air. See the inlets. So what's up here? Sorry about the chaotic camera work. So it looks like we have something to hold up the top area in the future. And over here we have a specific light for the chamber in the bottom. And in the back, I think this actually connects to here. So if we look and we follow, yep. Yeah, so you can see an injection port in the back there held in place with the acrylic area. Cool. Then over here, do we have anything of interest? Just the mechanism. Electricity seems to be coming down from here. And there's 3 buttons, which I'm pretty sure are leading to the lights at the top, because you can actually see up here another light. Oh, there's a switch over here that I've never seen before. Surprisingly, all the buttons are in great shape on a side note. They all feel great. And my nails are horrendous, sorry buddy. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get on all fours and look at the bottom now. Okay, down here. This might be connected to the motor. Wow, okay, this is like such an angle that I usually don't see this. This is quite helpful. Let me see if I can like move the computer a bit more so I can see it. Hey Nor! You can see me on the ground. Impressive. And there's a light over here as well. So my guess already from looking at all of this is like pretty well made and probably self-produced. You can see the buttons up here, as well as what the knob is attached to. I'm still not really sure what that's attached to exactly. The light for the area on the bottom. And down here there was also two boxes, which had some interesting finds as well, that I'll share in a bit. Most of the stuff looks like it's in great condition. It hasn't been opened or used since like the 60s. I don't really see anything that's like rusting particularly. The motor exactly. Chicago. What does that say? Okay, I have to like lay it on the ground for this one. Okay. Markley Korf Gear Co. So that's maybe the motor actually. Oh, there's a really cool mechanism down here. Spring's still good. This is to kind of like stop it in place. This will probably actually explain how many, the exact number of orders, bottles they were accounted for. What does that say? This is like not the easiest. I also don't see the chat right now, so give me a second. A power stat. Type 10. God, I wish I had better eyesight. I'm becoming so old. Input voltage is about 120. And then its output is 0 to 120. Now what is this attached to? How do I make this a bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing? My headphones. Okay. Oh, how does the shot work? Okay, you can kind of see what I'm about to do. Kind of like trying to look at the cables themselves, and it's not very friendly for that. Oh. Okay, I'm like mopping the floor with my clothes. Okay, so this cable going over here, and of course it goes into a metal tube, so I can't tell what's going on exactly. Oh. This detects if that's moving through the button over here. This is some gorgeous work, though. This foam. I guess to make it not as loud. The foam's disintegrating, though. It's over here. There's foam over here under these motors. So painful. Let's see, maybe I need a voltmeter. Right back and grab some supply. Front's made of wood completely. Just dots. Okay, I understand this part at least now. So, groups of 4, 8 dots, which are the dots on the ones. Means 32 of them. Freckle. Okay, so the bottles can hold 320 cc. Okay, I'm gonna write some stuff down already. Okay, so smell-o-vision, conservation notes. We are January 20th. 32 bottles. Groups of 4. Left, right, descending. Numbers. 1 bottle has the start label. Also, the top of the here allows for alignment between different things. What's your favorite smell, Jazz? Someone asked me this before, and I think my first reaction was kind of weird, and I still stand by it sometimes. I really like the smell of acetic acid, aka vinegar. That's like an odor that I've quite enjoyed. There was also a perfume that I recently, or bought 2 years ago, that I enjoyed. Oh, and eventually we can do kind of like a smell experience. If you ever want to join, Nor, by the way, there's the last known smell from the movie. Susan Todd kindly gave us a sample of, so it could be a fun sequence for this too. How about you? What's your favorite smell? Is this one all different? Like you can see like a glue mark on these, even on the ones that don't have it. I think that's where there used to be like maybe an S symbol. Bubble tea smell. Oh, it's like tea and sugar. It's kind of like the two of them together. Do you make bubble tea at home? That sounds good. Matcha bubble tea. How's this knob? Oh, wow, that's great. Well, I think this might be the limit for today at least. It gives a quick intro and overview of some shots. But I think the next step is going to be removing the front panel so that we can open from the top and be able to access everything more comfortably. I'm also going to be looking through our shots from today and labeling some different parts that I didn't see before and try and figure out how they're attached. So I've got like a multimeter specifically for that reason. And for those curious, this is actually wood painted metallic. It's kind of a fun detail with some buttons in the background here. Yep. But yeah, and as a closing part, I'm just going to quickly show something that we also found in here. So this is kind of a surprise. But, oops. I'm not the most organized with the camera right now. I'm not used to having like a portable system that I need to set up and never moved. But over here, you can kind of make out some of it already. Some things that were attached. This is a part that's on the side that seems to be holding the hose for the air compressor. But we found these two boxes in the back as well that were untouched for 60 years or something like that. Of which they're both what's called best heirs. So Hans Laube, the inventor of smell-o-vision, also produced something that's very similar to plug-in fresheners, essentially. So if we look at it, open it, you can see it here. Does this one have the bottle? No, I'm not sure the other one. My hands are like becoming incredibly dark from all the years of dust this has accumulated. So you can see here, it's got kind of like openings for air to go through. So that. Registered trademark. You can like mount it on a wall with additional holes, and then this is the odor part, which if you look inside of it, let's see if I can get this shot. Yep, you can see a light bulb, which I think was just heating it. And so this part, what it is the actual like solid fragrance. So when you open it, it looks like a capsule for holding film that's been exposed or unexposed. If you take it out, you actually get a scented block. So when you put it like this, it's in front of the air vents and it gets heated, and so air should be like sometimes circulating through it and bringing in the fragrance into your house. Quite clever. I don't think this ever became a commercial item as much as something prototyped. And nor to answer your question. So this one's not related to like the movie one, but no, all the odors for the movie were automatic. So I can quickly go over that 1 second. Just need to put this one back in the box if I can. Yeah, so it was all automatic for the actual movie device. So this is the movie device for Smell-O-Vision. And the way it works is basically it receives signals from the sound track, the magnetic strip section. So they would sacrifice like a certain frequency area. And based on the impulses, it would send a signal to tell it like go to number like 16 or something. It would then rotate, and then these things would be covered, and only the one that's uncovered would be here underneath the syringe. And then the syringe would go down to sample the odor. So here I'm pressing something, you can see it going in. And basically this syringe just takes a sample of the odor itself and pumps it up over here into this area. There's like a tube that goes all the way up. I was showing that earlier, which goes into this stream. And so this like compartment box basically has an outlet for the sampling tube, and it would go into the stream of compressed air that would then be brought to all the seats in the cinema. So yeah, completely automatic, which is pretty cool. The other system, Aromorama, was also automatic, but it used something very different, which I'll eventually go into. Or maybe I'll eventually find a device for it. That would be really cool, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that's basically it for this time. I think like 40 minutes for the first one's pretty good until I can actually start scripting and figuring out plans for each of these streams. But I'm thinking about doing weekly streams. The URL will change, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'm hoping that for the next stream we can get the front panel off so we can actually go inside and start drawing up schematics for everything. So thank you everybody for joining. I know this was really brief and not the most interesting experience, but I appreciate it. And yeah, if you're interested, feel free to reach out by email or by Instagram or Twitter. I look horrifying. And again, a thank you. So I'm going to thank people. Thanks, Ellen, for subscribing. So thanks to Carmen Laube, daughter of the inventor, who kindly allowed us to bring this device to the University of Chicago for documentation. To Tammy Burnstock for all of her collaboration and support and help with this, as well as my advisor, Professor Pedro Lopes at the University of Chicago, for letting us use space and to be able to document this and offering help with it. It means a lot. So yeah, see you everybody. Have a great Saturday night or morning if you're in Australia. And so I guess subscribe for the next one, Face Reveal When. I'm going to like dox everyone in the chat next time. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe that I'm getting right now. But yeah, see you. I'm gonna wait a bit because I know that the delay means that we have to wait for YouTube to actually receive the data. And if I cut it right now, it's gonna cause problems. This is also gorgeously machined. This is like, to remind people, this is somewhere in the 1950s, 1960s. Okay, great. Thanks, Noor.